Hi, my name is Melissa van Dijk, and in this video I want to share with you how you can properly introduce salicylic acid, hyaluronic acid, niacinamide and retinol into your skincare routine. Now first of all I want to get started for whom this combination is the most suitable. Then I also want to look at the products individually, and then lastly I want to share with you a step-by-step guide on how you can get started so that you also will have the best experience possible and also reducing the likelihood of also experiencing an irritation over time, especially also when looking at salicylic acid and retinol. Now, if you're going to combine those products, then this is also going to be a routine that's most suitable if you have normal to oily skin and you're either looking for anti-aging benefits or you're also suffering from blemishes to also mild acne. Now, to understand why this combination can work so well for those specific concerns, we also have to look at the products individually. And so let's get started with salicylic acid. Now, salicylic acid, either in cleanser or a leave-on exfoliant, those are also great products that also can help you to unclog your pores, which is also great if you have blemish-prone skin to mild acne, as well as also gently exfoliates the way that skin cells on your skin surface and also can make you less oily over time. Then if we are going to look at hyaluronic acid is a sugar, and it also can help you to increase the hydration within the skin. But at the same time is also very beneficial in a skincare routine, because if you're going to use this as your first serum and you're layering other products afterwards, then it also can help with the penetration of those products so that it also can better absorb into the skin to also get most out of it. Then if you're also going to look at niacinamide is also a great product that also can help you to even out your skin tone, to also reduce the look of blemishes, to regulate your oil production, to also make you less oily over time. It also can help you to smoothen some fine lines and wrinkles, so it has also those anti-aging benefits to it, as well as also keeps the water within the skin, so it has like moisturizing benefits to it as well in a very light manner, which is also great if you have normal to oily skin, so it's nothing heavy on the skin. And then you also have retinol, which can on one hand be very beneficial if you're looking for anti-aging benefits to reduce the look of fine lines and wrinkles, but at the same time, since it can help you to speed up the cell turnover on your skin, it basically also can help you to reduce the look of blemishes as well as also mild acne, because it's going to renew your skin and the dead skin cells will shed off and therefore also can also produce healthier skin cells. And so combining those products together is also going to be a great routine if you are suffering from those specific skin concerns that you also want to treat over time. Now keep in mind, those are all treatments, those are not cures, so you also have to see it with a realistic eye, but it can help you to improve it over time. And so with the guide that I have prepared for you, I picked some example products so that you have a general idea of when to use what and also how you can properly layer them. Of course, you can replace those products with what you prefer from a different brand or maybe what you have already at home, so that you just have like the main understanding on how you can get started. Now, the products that I have chosen are the ones that also work well for me, therefore I also have set it up this way. And we are looking at a guide that starts off from week 1 to week 8, and after week 8 it's basically up to you on how you're going to adjust it, but I will get through it step by step. Now, if you're going to get started with the guide, we also have to understand that we are going to get started slowly so that the skin has time to adjust to new products, especially if you've never used any skincare products before and you're also maybe new to salicylic acid and retinol, since those are the two products that mainly can cause irritation when also not introducing them properly to your skin. Now, in general, when being new to any other skincare products, doesn't matter from what brand you're going to use it, please always do a patch test on your upper forearm so that you also can see if an irritation occurs or not before you're going to use it all over your face and neck. If you want to know how you can do a proper patch test, I have some guides also in the top right corner for you so that you also can check it out. Now, also what I do want to address before we're getting started is also please make sure that if you also want to make sure that you're going to set it up a similar way to what I just have, like want to demonstrate with you, that you're also going to stick with the same percentage, or that you're also sticking with the similar products. Like if I'm using a serum, then it may be different when using a cream, etc. So please, when I'm also using a serum, then you also may be best to also stick to a serum, because otherwise it may change the routine, so that you also have a better understanding. And so this also now brings me to the first week on how we should get started. Again, we're going to start slowly. And so if we're going to look at your week 1 daily morning routine, then this could also look like this. We are going to get started with a gentle cleanser. I have as an example the ordinary squalane cleanser, or also the Cetaphil oily skin cleanser, but Cetaphil in general has also like cleansers for all skin types. So the cleanser is totally adjustable, just make sure that it's a gentle one. Then after you have washed your face, you're going to move on to hyaluronic acid. After you have applied hyaluronic acid and you're going to leave it on the skin, then during the daytime when also being exposed to the sun, don't forget your sunscreen as your last step. Again, keep in mind this is a routine that's also suitable for normal to oily skin. So you're going to cleanse the face, use hyaluronic acid, and then your sunscreen afterwards as your daily morning routine. Then if we're going to look at your evening skincare routine during the first week, then this also would look like this. You're going to get started with your Salicylic Acid cleanser, which you're going to use 3 times per week. Since we want to make sure that we understand how your skin is going to respond to salicylic acid. So I have, for example, La Roche-Posay or also SkinCeuticals. There are different salicylic acid cleansers on the market. Choose the one that you have at home or also want to get. But what I do want to emphasize is that start off with your salicylic acid cleanser, wash your face with it, rinse it off, and then move on to hyaluronic acid, which you're going to apply afterwards, so that you have an overall understanding of how your skin is going to respond to it when also using it 3 times per week. Now keep in mind, this is an example routine where you're going to get started slowly, using a salicylic acid cleanser 3 times per week. If you can already feel that during the first week of using it 3 times per week, like your salicylic acid cleanser, you can already feel some dryness, then you may also want to reduce the frequency of it. You want to use it once per week, or also twice per week. Since this also depends on the skin individually. Some people are fine by using it 3 times per week during the first week. Other ones may already be a little bit more advanced, where their skin has no problem at all with it. Whereas some have also a bit more of a skin that needs a bit more time, and therefore you need to reduce the frequency of it before you can use it 3 times per week. But starting off slowly with salicylic acid can give you a hint of how your skin is going to respond to it. If you also experience an irritation or dryness, reduce the frequency of it. If you're experiencing also an irritation during the patch test, please don't use your salicylic acid cleanser at all, because then it also won't make it any better when also using it on your face. So therefore, patch test is also an important step which you should do before you're going to apply the products to your face. And then hyaluronic acid adds hydration to the skin, and it's also a great evening, basically last step. Then when it comes to the rest of the week, when also not using your salicylic acid cleanser, this is when you're getting started again with your gentle cleanser. So you're basically alternating between your salicylic acid cleanser and your gentle cleanser, so that you're not going to not really overstrip, but also over irritate your skin, especially when being new to those products. Your skin needs time to adjust to it. So balancing it between the salicylic acid cleanser and your gentle cleanser is also a great advice that I can give you when also doing this routine in the evening. And then you're going to finish it off with an hyaluronic acid serum. Now, if it also went well during that first week and your skin can tolerate the balance of using your salicylic acid cleanser 3 times per week, and on the other days you're going to use a gentle cleanser, then we now can also move on to the second week. And this is also where we are going to get started and basically moving up a level, so that we already know, well, my skin is fine with salicylic acid, so now I can also go into a bit more of an advanced step. And this can also look like this. Again, for your AM skincare routine, we are going to keep the routine simple. You're going to get started with a gentle cleanser, use your hyaluronic acid and sunscreen at the end. Then if we are going to look at your advanced evening skincare routine, this is basically where we now can also go ahead and add niacinamide into this routine. Since we already know that your skin is fine with salicylic, so we are going to use salicylic acid cleanser 3 times per week. Then we're going to use hyaluronic acid afterwards, and then we are going to add niacinamide to it at the end. Again, I recommend using hyaluronic acid at first, and then we are going to layer niacinamide afterwards. And so you can also do this 3 times per week. Now on the other days, again, we're going to stick to using salicylic acid 3 times per week, but we are going to replace it on the other days again with a gentle cleanser. So on the other days, we are going to use a gentle cleanser, hyaluronic acid, and at the end, we are going to add niacinamide. Now, if after that, like those weeks, everything went fine, you're fine with using salicylic acid, your salicylic acid cleanser 3 times per week, you're fine with using your gentle cleanser, hyaluronic acid, and niacinamide also during those like morning and evening skincare routines, then you now can also go ahead and move up. Of course, you also have to understand that also you still can adjust it. If you still feel like your skin isn't ready for it, then keep on going with the routine that you just currently have, if that works well for your skin. If you feel like your skin is fine with it, then you can move up to the next level. For some people, this can also work a bit quicker. For other ones, they need a bit more time. This just should give you an idea of how you can get started step by step, that you shouldn't overdo it. That's basically the main focus and main message that I also want to get out there with those example routines. And so if we are now going to look at the morning routine from week 4 to week 8, then again, we're going to keep it fairly simple. This is also a routine that saves a lot of time, especially in the morning. Gentle cleanser, hyaluronic acid, your sunscreen. Then also in the evening, you now can also go ahead and add your retinol to your skincare routine if you like to. Now, if you're going to add your retinol into your skincare routine, you have to keep in mind, first of all, always start off with the lowest strength of your retinol. This can be either a cream or serum. Start with 0.2 or 0.3. That's a great strength to get started. And do not use it too often, because retinol already on its own can lead to irritation when using it too quickly, too often, and your skin hasn't had the time to adjust to it. It also depends on what are your skin concerns. Do you want to mainly use it for anti-aging, or also if you have blemish prone to mild acne? And at the same time, your age plays a big role. If you're younger and you're looking for anti-aging benefits or also reduced look of blemishes and mild acne, you may not want to use it as often as someone that is already older and really wanted to treat the fine lines and wrinkles. So therefore, how often you're going to use your retinol at the end of the day basically depends also on your main concerns. But if you're being new to it and you're getting started, use a gentle cleanser. Do not use your salicylic acid cleanser when also doing this. Then add hyaluronic acid to your routine and finish off with your retinol. Now, I recommend starting off using your retinol twice per week. For example, Monday and Thursday. And on the other days, you're going to switch the routine and you're going to use salicylic acid, hyaluronic acid, and niacinamide afterwards. So do you see what I mean by getting started step by step, that you're slowly introducing one new product at a time, so that you're not going to overdo it and your skin has the time to adjust to it? So again, when using retinol, stick to a gentle cleanser. When using hyaluronic acid and niacinamide, you can use your salicylic acid cleanser. Again, if you still should come across irritations like dryness, already like a bit of redness, especially from your retinol, then reduce the frequency of it. Because again, this routine is adjustable. It just should give you an idea. Now, after week 8, because we now went through an entire process of starting off with week 1 to week 8. This is, like, generally speaking, a time frame that also works well for your skin to adjust to it. But this doesn't mean that you have to go through it over those 8 weeks. Some people may be able to also use it already sooner, a bit more often, those products, whereas other ones may need more time. So in general, the steps that I want to share with you, how you can set up your routine, how you can slowly introduce the products into your skincare routine, is fairly adjustable. I just want to emphasize that salicylic acid and retinol can cause irritations when using it, first of all, too often, too quickly, and your skin hasn't had the time to adjust to it. And also, please, at the very beginning, do not use them them in the same routine. Every time you're using salicylic acid, just stick to hyaluronic acid and niacinamide. And every time you want to use your retinol, use your gentle cleanser and hyaluronic acid. And of course, you can also add, for example, niacinamide to your morning routine if you like to, but it is also very beneficial when combining it with like retinol, for example. So the routine itself can change depending also on how your skin is going to respond to it after those 8 weeks. And I mean, I have tons of videos about niacinamide and retinol and your salicylic acid and retinol and how you can properly introduce them to another, how you can also have a great start, also on my channel. And so those are the videos that I also want to link at the end of this video, so that if you're already a bit more like advanced to it and you just want to see how you can, for example, properly introduce salicylic acid and retinol together, then this is also a separate part which needs to be also a bit more in depth. But generally speaking, when you're also avoiding salicylic acid and retinol in the same routine for a specific time frame, so that your skin has the time to adjust to it, you're fine. The likelihood of experiencing an irritation is already reduced. When using them together and you're completely new to them, your skin is likely to react to it. And it's not being that pleasant, because dryness and sensitivity and redness can also occur. And then you have to start all over again. So my advice for you, if you also want to introduce salicylic acid, hyaluronic acid and niacinamide and retinol into your skincare routine, do not overdo it. Do not use them all together at once, because your skin is going to be so overwhelmed. So take your time. That's really the key point when also getting started with skincare. Now, I do hope that those example routines made a bit of sense, that you now have a better understanding of how you can get started. And again, after a certain amount of time, once you see that your skin is fine with salicylic acid and retinol, you can completely adjust it. Those are example routines so that you have an overall understanding of it. Now again, if you also want to know more about those combinations, especially salicylic acid and retinol, I highly recommend also watching the video at the end of this video, so that you also will get further information out of it before combining them together in the same routine. Now, if you like this video, if you find it helpful, please also don't forget to give the thumbs up as well as share it. And thank you so much for watching, and I will see you soon in the next one. Happy skincaring. Bye!